It's already week 14. Wouldn't you believe it? Bills coming in 5-7. Wouldn't you believe it? Really disappointing, but you are what your record is. Bills beat Jacksonville. Standard. That's what they do. They beat the teams they should beat. They beat the bad teams. That's fine. There were some positives to take away from the game, but they won. I'm happy. If you're happy they won, what was I going to say? If you're not happy they won, excuse me. If you're not happy they won because they're ruining their draft position, I hate you. So you know, right off the bat, I hate you. And you should hate yourself because you do hate yourself because you're a loser. Because wanting to lose, like I said last week, wanting to lose is a sign that you are a loser. Losers want to lose. It's just the way it is. What did the Bills do good against Jacksonville? They ran the ball very well. I was happy with the distribution of Spiller and Jackson. Like I said last week again, totally fine with it. With Jackson getting more touches than Spiller if you notice that that's the kind of style that's working. And that's what was working. Spiller was somewhat ineffective before his home run, in the fourth quarter there, the long 44-yard touchdown. But Jackson was working. Jackson was finding holes. He was hitting the holes. Gailey said it was a little bit of the weather and the pace of the game, and that's fine. Like I said, I'm okay with it in that scenario. However, if the Bills would have lost, he would have faced huge criticism. But they didn't. It was never really in doubt until the only thing that made you think, are you kidding? There's one thing that made you say, seriously? And that is face, palm, palm, face, palm, face, palm, palm, face, Justin Rogers. Face, double palm. Why are you fielding a punt in the rain on your 5-yard line? Oh my God. I'm here making a video for Bills fans. You're sitting there at your computer, on your iPhone, on your iPad, on your iPod, some sort of Apple product or a home computer, and watching this video, and Justin Rogers is an NFL quarterback. Just keep that in mind. I don't want to talk about that play anymore. It was a brutal play. But, like I said, happy with the distribution of Spiller and Jackson. That was fine. Fitz didn't have to do much. The pick was, on one other thing I didn't like, the exact same play that they ran against the Colts last week. Fitz, looking for Johnson on a post, does not read the linebacker. Does not read, it was Zibikowski last week. It had to be Posledny this week. Led to points. That's got to stop. But Fitz didn't have to do much. He had a nice play to T.J. Graham. Nice touchdown to Johnson to the sideline. Wasn't that bad. He only had to complete 9 passes to win. That's fine. That's fine. It means the run's working, and most importantly, your defense is holding up. And the defense has been outstanding the past couple weeks. I believe Chris Brown wrote that they're over the past 4 games, they're third in the league. I think they're first in yards per carry allowed, second in rushing yards, and third overall. Awesome. Mario Williams showing up, making plays. Everybody on defensive line. Kyle Williams, Marcel Darius. I didn't notice Darius as much. I noticed Carrington more so than Darius, but you know what? I'm sure I'm seeing criticism of him, and I don't like it just because he's not standing out amongst, in the middle of 2 players that are better than him, in Williams and Darius, or in both Williams and Williams. He'll be fine. Not worried at all. Let's see. What else? Stephon Gilmore, awesome. Held Justin Blackman a 1 catch for 9 yards, knocked some balls out. Forced a fumble. I believe that was him that forced that fumble, but it was ended up calling back by a penalty. And the only thing I don't like about his game is he's been getting called for penalties, and I don't know what else you want him to do. Because his penalties that are getting called on him are kind of ridiculous. The offense has so much advantage over the defense in like every facet of the passing game. It's crazy. As far as, first of all, the quarterback getting hit. Because Jason Babin took a bad penalty. And by bad penalty, I mean on the referees. Because I'm a Bills fan, but that was a terrible call. I don't know what more you want Jason Babin to do on that hit on Fitz. That was fine by me. I'm happy he got flagged for it because it helped us, but stupid penalty. So there's an advantage right there. You just can't touch these superstar wide receivers, clearly. Reggie Wayne. And Blackman had Blackman and Shorts did an okay job getting open. Jordan Shipley dropped a few passes. Henny just couldn't get the ball there. And, Gilmore was good in coverage. Ron Brooks was pretty decent. And McKelvin went down with injury. I think he's going to get fined for that hit on Shorts. That was just stupid. But, I don't know. From top to bottom, a pretty good game. Can we agree with that? We needed to see that. Now, the playoff hopes, pretty slim. I did read today that if the Bills end up in a three-way tie with Indy and with Cincinnati, that they win the tiebreaker based on conference record, assuming that the Bills would win out and that Indy would lose 3 of 4. They play Houston twice, but Houston might not have anything to play for in Week 17. And that Cincy would go 2-2, which is feasible. They play Dallas, Philly, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh in no particular order. So the only thing I didn't like about Sunday was this. The Bills won. Colts win on the last play. Steelers win on the last play. Bengals win like late in the fourth quarter. Every team that we needed to win needed to lose one because the other team essentially blew it. Can't worry about what you can't control. Just keep winning. And on the schedule this week, St. Louis Rams. Not a great team. They come in 5-6-1. They've won 2 straight, actually. They've beaten 2 divisional opponents, Arizona, San Francisco. But they can't score points very well. They're let me look it up. 28th in the NFL in points scored. And our defense is playing well. So that's an encouraging thing to see, I guess. Steven Jackson, Daryl Richardson, the running backs for them. Danny Amendola would be the main threat out of the receiving game. Chris Givens doing all right as sort of a deep threat. I don't see like I said, I don't see a huge threat offensively. Sam Bradford's a good quarterback, but he doesn't have any weapons. He does have Amendola, who's I believe going to be questionable for this game. I wouldn't be surprised to see him play. But hold down Jackson. The Bills have been holding down rushers the past couple weeks pretty well. And make, Bradford beat you with his arm. If he does, he does. I just think that it's just a game you have to have. St. Louis isn't that good of a team. I don't care that they're 5-6-1. I don't care that they just beat San Francisco last week and they played San Francisco to a tie earlier in the season. They were both against the rookie quarterback, Colin Kaepernick. They're divisional opponents, so they're, tougher games. I just think that with Chris, they're good on defense. I'm going to say they're good. They're good on defense with Chris Long and Laurinaitis, Cortland Finnegan. They got some guys at different levels that can, do good things for their team. But I don't see the Bills having too much trouble with the Rams. Granted, I don't think they're going to score a ton of points. But I don't think they're going to allow a lot of points either. They shouldn't. The Rams just aren't that good offensively. It's plain and simple. They're 25th in total yards. They're better on defense. They're 12th overall on defense. They just held the 49ers down. They held the Cardinals down, but the 49ers had a rookie quarterback. The Cardinals had a rookie quarterback. They just got beat up by the Jets like 3 weeks ago. The Patriots murdered them in London. Packers put up 30. Redskins put up 28. Lions put up 27 on them. They're susceptible. There's no reason why the combination of Spiller and Jackson can't run for 150 yards. Again, they had 232 rushing yards this past week. That was encouraging. Let's just see more of it. I would just stay par for the course. Hopefully Johnson's healthy. I know Eric Wood, 2 to 4 weeks. That sucks. Craig Urbich's probably going to play center. David Snow at right guard. Right tackle might be Sam Young, which actually, that's miserable. The whole right side of the line is messed up. But for some reason, I've got this trust in this team to beat St. Louis. Just because I know we have more talent than them. Offensively, especially at wide receiver, especially at running back. Maybe not so much on the offensive line. That's going to be tough. Chris Long. Plus they have Robert Quinn. Let's look at their defense. Yeah, Robert Quinn, Chris Long in the middle, Michael Brockers, Kendall Langford, who's their linebackers, Rocky McIntosh, Jolan Dunbar, James Laurinaitis. This is a pretty good defense. Quentin Michael, Cortland Finnegan, Janoris Jenkins. They're not bad. They're well coached with Jeff Fisher. I just think that the Bills' defense has more of an advantage against the Rams' offense than the Rams' defense has against the Bills. Additionally, the Bills will be playing outside. It might rain. It might be cold. It might be snowy. Forecast I checked earlier said for 44 and possible rain. The Rams aren't used to playing outside, really. They play in a dome 8 times a year. They play at San Francisco. They play at Arizona, which is another dome. That's 10 games a year in nice weather. They play at Seattle where it rains a lot, so they might be used to that. But I just think the Bills have excuse me, I got to adjust. We just have some advantages. We're playing well. I think the Rams are playing well, but I don't really like teams, like I said, coming off big emotional wins like they did overtime against San Francisco last week. I think you sort of set yourself up for a letdown, and I think the Bills are there to capitalize upon it. And I think they have the right mindset in the locker room that they just want to finish strong. And honestly, I will be proud of this team if they win out, even if they don't make the playoffs. I will be proud of them. I can honestly say that. I don't know if they will. That remains to be seen. But it starts this week against St. Louis. And I'm going to pick them to win. Plain and simple, I'm picking Bills to beat the Rams. I don't think it'll be easy. Like I said, I don't think they'll score a lot of points. 17 and 9. Seriously, I'm not giving the Rams a touchdown. Bills defense is playing too well. Rams probably get the ball late in the game. We'll all be sweating or whatever. But no, Bills convincing win. Convincing defensive win against the Rams this week. Run the ball, be successful on offense, stop the run. Run the ball, stop the run. Formula to winning most football games, definitely the formula this week. All right, guys. A little bit shorter of a video this week, 14 minutes. Nonetheless, I want you guys to enjoy your weekend, and as always, go Bills.